Hey guys, welcome to our video presentation. We're a team of 5. They're Abala, Kapak, Ankit, Abdul, and I'm Grace. Now I'll introduce the current problem we're facing as an IT guy in a small company and identify possible negative effects. Then we will talk about how we would solve the problem. And finally, we're discussing how we could minimize risk and measure success. Well, we're given a responsibility of running a data migration project that's expected to take 3 months and must be completed on time. However, as the first IT employee, we're being interrupted many times by colleagues' requests, like my screen is frozen, I forgot my password, or the internet is too slow. It would waste a lot of time and prevent us working on our own project. However, if we say no to them, it could negatively influence the relationship between colleagues and even cause conflicts. So how can we handle it? My team member will give you an answer.
Hi. Now you would have got a whole idea about the issues faced by the non-IT employees and how it's going to affect the IT employee. However, we have came out with a solution, and the solution is a ticketing system. This ticketing system works in 2 different ways. The first way doesn't involve the IT employee, whereas the second way does. In the first way, when the non-IT employee faces with the IT issue, he input the issue into the help and troubleshooting portal of the ticketing system, where the ticketing system will show or guide the non-IT employee to solve the issue by himself or herself by a video or a text format. And that way, they can actually solve the issue without actually involving the IT employee at all. And this very much aligns with the Agile principle, producing working results quickly as the IT employee is not at all involved. Further, the second way will be explained by Ankit. Thank you.
Thank you, Kalpak. Hello, my name is Ankit. Now, adding on to what Kalpak has been said about the ticketing system, as we all know that there is only one IT guy for the 20 employee in the company. So if everyone is raising the tickets, the IT guy still will be overwhelmed by the tickets. And in order to sort this issue, it's really important we have priority for the tickets as well. I mean, when the client is going to launch their problems, they need to mention that what the priority for that problem could be. I mean, if the problem is really serious and it could hamper his work and overall company's work, it needs to be prioritized accordingly, and the problem will need to solve quickly. And in order to do so, it is very important that on the SLA, which is service level agreement between the customer and the IT guy, he or she needs to mention that what's the priority of that problem is. And if the priority is really high, there will be an option in our system that they will send a red alert to the IT guy, and then he can go and address the problem as soon as possible. And if the IT guy, as we all know, there's only one IT guy for the 20 people, as he gets too many red alert, he can try and solve the problems through the team viewer as well. And by doing so, we'll be achieving the well-living individual and face-to-face interaction with the customers, and also we'll be producing working result very quickly. Thank you, and Albella will be continuing from here.
Okay, now I'll talk about the end of the process system. After this, at the end of the system will show the priority of the problem. First, if the problem is very important, so it will go to the red color and it will directly go to the IT system, IT guy to solve the problem. Besides, other than that problems, like for example, that is not important, so it will give a time frame to the employee and the problem will have other color. We'll give the time frame to the employee to show that this IT guy will solve the problem within this time frame. So the IT guy can do his own important job, that he won't miss any deadline, that his own job, and he can solve the other employee problem as well. And beside that, we will give an IT guy also can give a 1-day class training to all the employee to how to solve a minor problem that do not need to interrupt to the IT guy. Or we can the IT guy can give a guideline to the employee to solve minor problems, so the employee have some knowledge, minor knowledge, a small knowledge of the IT, like how when the system is freeze and everything, so that it can improve the value of the employee and increase quickly, can improve the efficiency of the IT guy working and all the employee working. Now I'll pass to the Abdul he will talk about the risk. Thank you.
Hi, I would be discussing about how do we minimize risk. So First, we don't have to underestimate our effort, and to deliver minimal value product, don't go for big things. Prioritizing the task according to the urgency or consequences of the issue. To communicate upcoming process or product with your team beforehand. And the next part is how do we measure success? So we measure success by service level indicators such as latency. Latency is the speed at which we solve tickets, and second is like number of tickets solved in a day, and number of tickets solved in an hour. And the last thing is quantitative analysis, which is to measure the accuracy and competency of the ticket solved. So at the end of our project, we want to achieve 100% of service, and I would like to say thanks.
Thank you, Abdul. Now we will be giving you a quick run through our ticketing system. As said earlier, the ticketing system works in two different ways. In the first way, IT employee will not be involved, whereas in the second way, the IT employee will be involved. Moving on to the first screen in the portal, it is help and troubleshooting portal, where the non-IT employee will be requested to input the issue in this box, and then the non-IT employee will click on the search button, which will lead him to the next screen, which is the solution screen. In the solution screen, the non-IT employee will be helped with a video to solve the issue, or a PDF or a text document which will guide the non-IT employee to solve the issue without the involvement of the IT employee. And if that doesn't help, the non-IT employee can click on the Not Solved button, which will take him to or her to a prioritize issue screen, where the non-IT employee will be requested to rank the priority of the issue according to the consequences and severity of the issue. As the non-IT employee have already prioritized the issue, he or she can also request the IT employer to come online through TeamViewer and help with the issue as soon as possible. Moving on to the next screen, where a confirmation and the time frame, whereas all the details of the issue will be given in this screen. Saying the issue, it will actually summarize the issue that have already been input by the non-IT employee initially, and the issue priority selected by the non-IT employee, and the issue ID for reference, and the expected time frame for the completion. Thank you.